Hi, are you there? I think you're there, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I guess it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. So back I am. Hello. First things now, it's over here. Bringing it back. Okay. First, before we start kneading it, I think we're going to do a little hand kneading. Is we're going to flour our. Look at that. Okay, we're going to flour our. I have no idea what that's called at this very moment. That's what life will do to you in your 49th year. Okay, and we're going to, this is a counter. That's what that's called. That's called a counter. It came to me now. Yippee. Okay, you're going to take your dough kindly off that thing over there. Okay, get it all out of your bowl. Okay, and this is an important part of bread making. All right, because I think someone is there, so I must actually be online. Okay, so this is an important part, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the bread now is very stiff, okay? And if you let it rise like that, it will not rise in the right way. So everybody wash your hands carefully, disinfect, palm, in between the fingers, thumbs, da 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 da. Okay, and then take your bread in your hands and gently, very gently, and very slowly start to knead it. And please remember gently. I learned this from a baker who told me that a lot of people like to just sort of go into kneading their bread, but actually bread needs to breathe and feels loved. So we have to knead it, and it can actually bounce back a bit. Let it bounce back. Let it have its little time to get used to the fact that you are like kneading it. I'm not sure it's going to be a nice experience. Anyway, here we go. If you start to feel it get like it's starting to tear, all you have to do is just let it rest a minute. Just let it rest. Hello. And then you go again at it, but let it rest. If you feel like it's starting to get hard and it's starting to like tear, that means it needs to just breathe. Okay, so rest. You can always take a bit more if you need it, but don't add a lot of flour because you want it to be kind of gooey. Okay. The more air and the more fluff you can get into it at this point, the fluffier and lighter and yummier it's going to be later. You want to knead into your bread all of the warmth from your hands and your arms, and also like all of the love from your heart. Oftentimes, and I mean this very serious, oftentimes when I've done bread over the years, and this type of bread particularly, because I think it's the one I love the most, I think a lot of good things about people that I love. Maybe people I haven't talked to in a long time, or my kids, or things that people who need a thought. And as I'm kneading, I try and think all of those love thoughts to people, all kinds of people, anyone who comes into my head, actually. And sometimes even people who it hasn't worked with in the past, who there is no connection or, you know, sort of energy synergy. Still thinking about those kinds of people and needing all of that good energy in there. Okay, so you're going to do this for a while, okay, until you feel like it's, see how when I do that, it kind of is plumping. That's starting to look good. Okay. When it's all ready, and I'll probably need it just a little bit more after because I want to make sure it's really, really plump. I'm going to plump it like that. put a little bit of flour in the bottom of your bowl, just a little bit, okay? And you're gonna plump it right back in there, okay? That is the last time you're gonna treat it like that. After, you have to be very gentle. I know this is not very ecological, but plastic does work the best in this case. Gosh, I've never been really good at that. Okay, and you're gonna cover it, but deep down over all of the hearts, you see? Really get it around, and the reason is because if it has air on it, it will dry out on the outside, and that is not good at all. And then you're going to take a fresh white cloth, which I'm going to go get a different one now, because that actually is not a fresh white cloth. That is a white cloth, but it is not fresh. Okay? Okay, and now you're going to cover it with your white cloth on top of the plastic, and you're going to let that rise for 2 hours, and then we will be back. Okay? Not in the direct sun, not in the refrigerator, nowhere by a window where there's some wind. Okay? Just in a nice place that's protected, warm, and where nobody's going to be touching and fiddling with your bowl, because the more they touch it and move it around, it can fall, and it needs to be very still and left alone now. It's time for it to go to bed. Okay? So, see you soon. 2 hours. Go do your bread and write me questions, and I'll let you know, or whatever. Call me and let's do it together, because after, in about 2 hours, I would like to form the lamb together. So if you could have your dough ready, that would be awesome. Okay? Bye.